Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Well, it's winter in Belgium and there's not a lot I can do on my trees, so I thought let's make a little bench tour. And well, because it's been freezing and well, some of the trees look really nice with some frost on it, so I thought let's do this, and it will give me an opportunity to show you what I will do in the coming season. Maybe a few ideas, maybe some comments will be welcome to inspire me. So let's start right now. So here we have a big bamboo, which is well, it's nice. It's sitting on the ground most of the time, but it's not a bonsai. It's just for. I like to see the wave, the way the leaves wave in the spring breeze. But yes, it's not spring and there's no breeze, so nothing. So over here we have a Norwegian maple. It's just a seedling from 1 or 2 years, and I'm going to try to fuse this one with two others that I have. So that's something that I can try. Here we have two little oaks, also fusing, and here we have a pot, a very deep pot, with two cuttings of a juniper that are, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old now, and maybe this could become a rock planting. So when I remove this, and it's difficult because it's frozen, we have the privet fusion here, which is doing quite okay. So these privets, well, they are not really losing all their leaves, so we still have some leaves, so this looks good. I have still a few holes. Some of these cuttings that I put in last year, well, they didn't make it, of course, with this terrible summer, but I have spares, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I don't think that this one is alive too. No, I think that is dead. Well, okay, I'll see if it sprouts. Anyway, this needs a repot next year, and that's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to this. So you're now looking at the front. Here is the front. So I'm happy with that. These are little linden trees, and as you see, they are planted against the wall of the pot, and there's a reason for that. It's because I directed all the roots in one direction towards the center, which seems weird, but that's because I'm going to need one of these to replace a dead piece in the linden fusion. Okay, here we have the also frozen stiff to the table fusion of these American oaks. And they grow really slow. It's well, not disappointing, but yeah, it's what it is. But of course, it's going to wake up, and then next year maybe a little more and a little more. And I'm going to try to separate these into a main trunk and into a few branches by putting them together. So that's nice. And here we have one of my more experimental project, which is a fusion of these big leaved edible fig, but well, they did well. And here we have one of the maples that I'm planning to plant with the other ones to fuse, but okay, we'll see about that. But it's looking good. I think I need a whole lot more cuttings, and I probably will go for a huge fusion ficus to have a more banyan style. That's the plan. So this will become a branch. Maybe this one will become something like a Well, the plan is to make these look like falling roots. So if this one grows up to here and this one grows up to here, I will fuse them together here and this will look like a dropping root. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Above it we have the, I'm not sure it's on camera, let me see. Yeah, above, I'm going to come a little closer. So here we have the field maples on the big rock, and they're doing quite well. They grow quite high, so it seems that they're healthy and happy. And I think I'm going to do a good repot, get rid of all the raffia that's in it, and then yeah, guide the roots as well along the rock as I can. So here we have a little pot with field maples, and next to it is my forsythia, which should be pruned, but I'm not going to do that because first of all I want to enjoy the flowers. Here we have the field maple forest that almost died completely last year, but yeah, that's what it is. I'm going to reuse this pot because I really love this sandstone pot. There's a video on it, so yeah. And behind it there is a little plastic pot with 3 chestnuts, horse chestnuts. So I'm trying to fuse them as well. I have a few chestnuts that I'm trying to sprout. So yeah, this is a little yew cutting. I'm going to use that to make a tanuki maybe. So, well, I have the wood already for the tanuki. And this is my fusion field maple, which is doing quite well. As you can see, the top is very well fused already. So, it's promising. This is my Chinese juniper. It was quite sick for a couple of years, but it seems to recover quite well now. So yeah, I'm going to trim it and hopefully it recovers more, and then I can wire it again and give it some shape. Here we have the 3 little field maples that I was planning to give away, but no one came. I expected that, but okay. It's still open. If you want them, come and get them. And here we have my crazy lots of little sandstones projects. So what it is that we have in here a whole lot of sandstones, but I have a video on that. And then I planted acorns, so a whole lot sprouted, a whole lot died again this summer, which is horrible. But up to here it's now fully filled with acorns, so probably in spring I'm going to have a whole lot of new little plants growing. And the plan is that the roots of these little acorns are going to try and find their way in the plastic pot that I should remove. But if not all these trees died, I would have removed it this year, but yeah, that's what it is. Now yeah, always work in progress. Then we have the big carpinus here. Lots of trees died, but I'm going to plant them in a new pot, and I have a whole lot of spare carpinuses that I will add. And then in the shadow it goes for the whole year, because I'm so tired of these things working great in spring and then dying back in the heat of the summer. This is my clump, well, different clumps elm forest, and yeah, I think I had to cut this one back because, well, it died up to here. So I'm hoping to have some growth, but it's looking quite okay. Even if I lose a few trunks, it's not gonna be a big deal. Will work fine. This is my little broom field maple, looking quite okay, but I expect it to grow a little more this year. These are 3 hawthorns that I'm trying to fuse, and this is my, now we're in the shadow, this is my let me think, elm, it's my little elm, yeah. This is the big spruce. He's still in winter colors, covered completely with ice. And this is the linden I was talking about, that I will have to replace one stem here. See, this one is dead, it's shriveling up, so I'll have to get this out. It's doing quite well, but these lindens do not fuse very well, I think. It's been in this spot for 2 or 3 years, and well, they don't want to fuse. But okay, they will fuse eventually, because well, they have no other way to go than growing together. This is my little cascading juniper, and I really think it looks good. Really liking this one. And it was started from a cutting or an air layer. I think it was an air layer, and it's really doing great. Small tree, this is my hand, so you see it's not a gigantic tree, but yeah, looks good. And this is the big broom field maple, and still trying to get a nice stop. Yep. And here we have a few birches. So this one is clinging to a rock. These are 2 seedlings that I could use maybe here, or maybe to enhance the clump that I made a video of not so long ago. This is the raft of the Japanese maples, and as you see, I put a piece of wood here just to visualize what it would look like if I planted it this way. But then I think I should change the front a little more to this side, so something like that. That might be a possibility. Yeah, I don't know. So to be continued. And here we have a fusion Carpinus, which is dead. Yeah. Okay. And next to it we have the also a fusion project on a rock with field maples. I didn't get a video out of this, but it will come probably. On this table I have a lavender, and well, I don't have a bonsai lavender, and this is a wild seedling. So yeah, what can I do with that? Well, I think that I might try to separate all these little trunks and see what I have as a root base and work from there. But well, that's of course something that I cannot do now. I need to do that in spring. But yeah, it gives some perspective, and well, we have some nice little branches already and things that I could use, so might be fun. Here we have the ivy fusion and the cuttings, which are doing quite well. So I have to let them grow for a whole year now and then see what I can do afterwards. And here we have another Norway maple. It's the third one. It still has leaves. It's very strange. And next to it there's a little beech, which you can recognize because it still has its leaves too. So that's nice. I have some wisteria seeds here, and then we have some beech seeds, beuk it says, that's the Dutch name, and then tamme kastanje, it's the horse chestnut, no, the sweet chestnut, sorry, I said horse sweet chestnut. And then we have a little beech here, which is very thin. It's half my pinky, but it has a great root base. It's nicely spread, so I'm going to let it grow, probably cut it back then to this first branch here. and so it will have a little movement and a little more taper, so that's going to be nice. Here we have a fusion willow, and this is a vine, yeah, vine with blue grapes, very nice. Here are my two really big pots that I use to grow trees a little bigger. These are the 3 field maples that I air layered. There's a video on that. The first one was the good roots is doing really great. I managed to create a new top, so these two will have to go in spring, and this will be the new top, so that's okay. This one I had to cut back, and I'm trying to graft a new top on this, and this is a little experiment with the big one, so I'm not sure if it's working, but anyway, it was too big, so I'll probably have to cut it to here in order to make it a acceptable tapered tree. But okay, they're alive. And here we have a cutting of a Japanese maple that I need to include in the raft. And the mother tree, which is not big, but that's because I always try to take cuttings. Yeah. And right next to it, there's a little elm here that I'm growing in the ground for already a couple of years, and every year I'm cutting it back. It seems to look quite okay. It has a nice root base, so that's nice. We have a ivy, carpinus, small thing, and these are 2 field maples growing on a rock, and the rock is planted deep in the pots, so it's a root over rock. Yeah, and next to it there's another field maple. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but it's just growing. But these 2 on the rock, well, I'm going to get this out of the ground next spring, and yeah, it should be a nice thing to work on. Here on the ground are all my little carpinus seedlings, which I will include in the big fusion project. So that's coming up in spring. And here we have the big carpinus, which is well, frozen stiff but doing all right. So maybe I'll get this one out of the pot in spring to see how the roots look, because I need to see how these roots look to continue the carving. So I really need to find a good front, and yeah. And as you see, there's a big branch that I guided with wire down, and that's because I wanted to have this bend here. Not that I want a bending branch, but I could use that brick branch to do a graft. So yeah, it is already in a good position. And then a friend of mine gave me this liquid on board, so I did some root work because it was a sucker, and yeah, you need to give it a good start, so that's what it is. But it's not going to do a whole lot this year, just let it grow and establish some better root base. Here we have all the boxwoods, and we're looking at the back now because I want the back to get some more light. And well, I'm not sure that they all made it, but well, a fair amount did, or some cuttings even made it. So this could become a nice little forest. Yeah, but I need to wait. Oh, I don't like to wait. Don't like winter. So here again, a few bigger pots, and these are the privets that I'm planning to use in the privet fusion, and that would probably be it. Because yeah, it's been a whole lot of years now. And here we have the ash over rocks. So okay, that's looking good. And a few field maples. And these are ivies and little ornamental plants, so okay. And this is a spare pot that I'm going to use. I don't know what's going to grow in that. And just to finish, this is a pot with a screen on it because it's full of acorns, and if you don't do that, well, there will be no acorns left in spring because the mice will eat them all. So yeah, that's it. So this concludes this quick tour of the benches. So well, there will be a whole lot of nice projects to work on next spring. So thank you for watching and see you next time.